You think you remember yesterday. You probably trust that memory completely. You know what you ate. You know who you talked to. You know where you went. At least you think you do. But neuroscience has discovered something deeply unsettling. The moment you remember an event, you change it. Not occasionally, not by accident, every single time. Which means the version of yesterday inside your head may no longer exist anywhere. Not in your brain, not in the universe, maybe nowhere at all. And honestly, that's a terrifying idea. Because if you can't perfectly remember yesterday, what exactly can you trust? Most people imagine memory like a camera. Life happens. Your brain records it. Later, you press play. Simple. Except that's almost completely wrong. Your brain doesn't replay memories. It rebuilds them. Every single time. Think about your breakfast yesterday. You can probably picture it. Maybe you remember the table, maybe your coffee, maybe the taste. Now ask yourself something. What color was the spoon? Which hand did you use? What was the first thing you looked at? Was there any sound in the background? Most people suddenly hit a wall. The memory feels complete. But when you inspect it closely, huge pieces are missing. And your brain hates missing information, so it fills the gaps, quietly, automatically, without asking your permission. The strange part is that you're experiencing this right now. Even as you think about breakfast, your brain is making guesses, and those guesses feel exactly like memories. You can't tell the difference, which raises an uncomfortable question. How much of your past is memory? And how much of it is your brain's best guess? Scientists have been asking that question for nearly a century. In 1932, British psychologist Frederick Bartlett ran a simple experiment. He had people read a Native American folktale called The War of the Ghosts. Then, he asked them to retell it. Immediately, strange things happened. Details disappeared. Events changed order. Unfamiliar ideas became familiar ones. The story slowly transformed. And every time people remembered it, it changed a little more. Bartlett reached a conclusion that completely changed memory science. Remembering is not reproduction. It's reconstruction. Your brain doesn't pull memories out of storage. It rebuilds them. Imagine taking apart a Lego house every time you want to look at it, then putting it back together. Most of the pieces go where they belong, but a few don't. Maybe a window changes. Maybe a door moves. Maybe you accidentally use pieces from another set. The house still looks familiar. But it isn't exactly the same house anymore. Your memories work in almost exactly the same way. And honestly, what comes next is even stranger. Because remembering something doesn't just rebuild the memory, it actually makes the memory unstable. Scientists call this reconsolidation. Here's what happens. You store a memory. You remember it. The memory suddenly becomes fragile again, almost like opening a document on your computer. While it's open, it can be edited. Then your brain saves it again. Usually the changes are tiny, almost invisible, but they add up. And every time you revisit the memory, the process repeats. Open, edit, save, again, and again, and again. Which means your oldest memories may have been rewritten hundreds of times. Think about your 10th birthday. You probably have a memory of it. Maybe you remember the cake, the presents, your friends. Now imagine every time you've thought about that birthday. Every time your parents mentioned it. Every time you saw an old photograph. Every time someone said, "Remember when?" Your brain opened that memory, made changes, and saved it again. After enough revisions, what exactly are you remembering? The original event or the latest version? Because those are not the same thing, and scientists have shown just how extreme this can become. In the 1990s, psychologist Elizabeth Loftus performed one of the most disturbing experiments in memory research. Participants were shown photographs and stories from childhood. Most were real. One wasn't. It described being lost in a shopping mall. The event never happened. And yet, something incredible happened. People began remembering it, not believing it, remembering it. They described the stores, the panic, the people who helped them. Their brains created entire experiences that never existed. Think about that for a second. Your brain can invent an event, give it emotions, add details, and then convince you it actually happened. And this isn't rare. It happens constantly. Witnesses remember crimes differently. Families argue about old events. Friends remember the same vacation in completely opposite ways. Everybody is sincere, everybody is certain, and everybody can still be wrong. Because memory doesn't care about accuracy. Memory cares about meaning. It wants a story that makes sense, even if that story isn't perfectly true. But that's only half the story. Because your brain isn't doing this because it's broken. It's doing this because it would be impossible to function otherwise. Imagine remembering everything. Every face, every conversation, every meal, every sound, every word you've ever heard. You would drown in information. Instead, your brain compresses. It summarizes. It throws away what seems unimportant. It keeps what matters. Memory isn't an archive, it's a survival tool, and survival doesn't require perfect accuracy. It requires useful stories. Maybe that's why embarrassing memories change. At first, they feel devastating. Years later, they feel funny. The event itself hasn't changed, but the story has. Maybe that's why people often remember themselves as braver than they were, kinder than they were, smarter than they were. Psychologists call this self-enhancement bias. Your brain quietly edits your past to protect your present self. And this is where things become deeply personal. Because who are you? You probably answer with stories. I grew up here, I met these people, I made these mistakes, I learned these lessons. Your identity is made of memories. But what happens if those memories keep changing? What happens if the stories that define you are constantly being edited? Neuroscientist Michael Gazzaniga called part of the brain the interpreter. Its job is to build a coherent narrative, a story about who you are, even when information is incomplete, even when information is wrong. Your brain would rather have a flawed story than no story at all, and that means something strange. The person you think you are may partly be a narrative under continuous revision. Every remembered event updates the story. Every forgotten detail updates the story. Every new interpretation updates the story. You are not simply remembering your life. You are editing your autobiography, constantly, and honestly, there's another layer to this. Because memories don't just shape your identity. They shape your decisions. Every lesson you've learned, every regret, every relationship, every fear, every dream, all of it depends on memory. The person making decisions today is relying on a past that may no longer exist exactly as it happened. In a very real sense, your future is being built by an edited version of your past, which raises an even bigger question. If your memories change, and your identity depends on those memories, then are you the same person you were 10 years ago? The child you once were saw the world differently. The teenager you once were remembered different things. The person you were 5 years ago had different fears, different priorities, different beliefs. Each version of you remembered the past differently. Each version edited the story, then handed it to the next version, you, right now. Maybe identity isn't a fixed object. Maybe it's a conversation, a story constantly rewritten by every version of yourself that ever existed. Not because your brain failed, but because change is exactly what your brain was built to do. You don't remember yesterday. Perfectly, nobody does. The version of yesterday in your head is already slightly different from what actually happened. Tomorrow it will change again. Next year it will change again. Decades from now, your memories may only be distant relatives of the original events. But maybe that's not a flaw. Maybe that's the point. Because memory was never designed to preserve the past with perfect accuracy. It was designed to help you survive the present, to create meaning, to maintain identity, to tell a story that keeps you moving forward. And maybe that's why every human being lives inside a slightly different reality. Because every one of us carries a different version of the past. A private history, a constantly rewritten autobiography, a memory that changes every time we open it, which means something strange is happening right now. By the time this video ends, the memory of watching it will already be changing. Some details will disappear, some ideas will become stronger. A few moments may never be remembered at all. And if you think back to this video next week, or next year, the version you remember probably won't be this one. It will be the version your brain rebuilt, and then rebuilt again, and again. So here's the question. If every memory changes each time you remember it, and your identity is made from those memories, then are you remembering your life, or have you been rewriting it all along? And if the person you call you is made from memories that keep changing, then who exactly is doing the remembering?